This is Robert again, and I have been tinkering with making videos, and it's been pretty fun. But the what's unfortunate about it is I didn't even start to make them or want to make them until I got on some dating sites, and I'm only going to say this: the the only benefit I've gotten so far from being on these online dating services is learning how to do videos and trying to improve on doing them. So I just want to talk a little bit about that. I want to give a shout out to Malcolm Merlin and the rest of you people who are fighting these scammers. I have such respect for you. That is it's a noble undertaking, and I know it's a battle because it just is amazing how many people in these countries, primarily India, it appears, want to scam Americans and other. I'm sure they hit other countries too, like Canada and probably Russia and China. And it's very sad, and I realize it's sort of a numbers game because it would be easy to walk away with the notion that the world's full of evil people, and but that's not true. There are way more good people on this planet than there are evil people. But places like dating sites, that's just it attracts them. It's like fresh meat to a pack of wild, ravenous dogs. I mean, they just flock there, and because they know, and unfortunately, it's true that a lot of men and women get on these sites because they're lonely and they want to be with somebody, and for whatever reason, they're not having a lot of luck meeting someone. Where they are, where they live. I'm still learning to get this camera straight. So, and but it's a tremendous evil, and I have grown to hate, and trust me, I'm not a person who hates, and I guess maybe that's not the best word to use, but I have grown to have a tremendous anger at these people. And I have made a couple of videos. You'll see them if you go to my channel, Robert Comrade. And like the other videos I've been watching, I've been saying, virtually all of them. If you like it, please like it and subscribe, because I'd like to build a little bit of a following and start getting some interaction and ideas on things to do. Because I'm kind of liking making videos. And it's just been a very satisfying experience. But about online dating, uh, I'm not gonna generalize. I'm not just gonna roundly condemn online dating because it's certainly true that many people have met on these online dating sites and have gone on to get married and have families and all that. There's a lot of good love stories that come out of them. But there are, I don't want to say there's just as many, but there are a lot of really tragic stories that come out of there. I saw on the news just a few days ago. It showed an older gentleman. He was had to be in his 60s, extremely overweight. He had to weigh close to 400 pounds, and he was in a wheelchair. But he had been scammed over a 2 year period out of more than $40,000, his life savings, by a woman in Colombia. And it showed her picture. I don't remember. I don't believe I kept watching it because it was kind of depressing, and I don't like to watch depressing things. But I don't know if they caught her, and I don't know if he's been able to recover any of his money. But it. Oh, I remember. I changed it. I just clicked it off because at a certain point during the interview, this poor old guy started crying, and I was like, "Motherfucker! God, I would love to get that bitch." And all right, it's enough. But I got on some online sites about 2 weeks ago, and because I live alone, and I'm a guy who's getting a little tired of it. I go on some dates every now and then, but I'm not a bar person or someone who really socializes a lot. I, I'm a musician and songwriter, and I enjoy being alone. And I'll excuse me. I'll sit and smoke a little weed, and it gets the creative juices flowing. And I have a number of songs that are in progress, so I can just open my book up and to any spot and start, generating some more ideas and hoping some lyrics will come. And let me just pan this around here so you can see my little arsenal over there. Hopefully you can see it. But a couple of nice guitars, and it's a lot of fun. But I began to when I got on these sites, it was less than an hour before I started to get messages, and I was like, "Wow, this is cool," because I have the notifications chime set up on my cell phone, and it was just chiming and chiming, and I was like, "What's going on here?" So of course, I was excited, and I went to the site to look at the messages, and I was surprised. I was like, "Wow, she's young and beautiful." I'm a little bit naive at this point, so um, I clicked on them. I went to them, and they wouldn't hardly say anything. They're like, "Hello, handsome. Hi, cutie. How are you?" Just little short little things like that. And their profile, which most online dating sites that I checked out, the profiles are fairly extensive. They ask quite a bit, and there's a block where you describe yourself, and then there's another block where you describe the type of person you're looking for. So it's a chance for someone to express a lot of things and give a potential someone who's looking at their profile an idea of kind of who they are and what they want. But these beautiful young women, their profiles are they're not complete. When you're answering the questions through the profile, there's usually an option that says something like, "We'll tell you later," or "No answer." You click on the profile details, and down the whole column, it's no answer, no answer, no answer. And when it gets to the description, "We'll tell you later," it says so. But I I would respond. You have options that like you can hit like, you can send them a like or favorite, make them a favorite. So I would do that at that point because there really wasn't anything to respond to. I mean, there was no profile details. They didn't. Their message was just so short. But so I would respond, and it would be a long time, and I kept getting them. But then I'd get a response, and it would be another short little message. I was like, "Whoa!" But then, if I responded back, I noticed that I would start to get a little more out of them, and because my first question to him, would be was something to the effect of, "What is a beautiful young woman like you doing contacting a 61-year-old pot smoking hippie?" Because I make it clear in my profile that I am a lifelong marijuana legalization advocate, and I'm always going to be. Props to Medicine Man in Denver dispensary, and my home state of West Virginia. I dab West Virginia, but right away, that's what I would ask, and and some of the responses I would get, would be so simple. I like older men. I like older men. I prefer older men, and but anyway, to kind of shorten this a little bit, I think a lot of you are not ignorant to online scammers, dating site scammers. But I began to talk with a few of them, and sure enough, they at some point asked for money. I'm in Temple, Texas, which is about 65 miles north of Austin. And one of the lovely young ladies, and I happen to be attracted to Hispanic-looking ladies, dark hair. But I mean, I love all you American girls, but kind of like the darker hair stuff. But she was very, very attractive. So we started talking, and then the conversation wasn't even down. It wasn't a downer conversation, but the I suddenly got a message back from her that said, "I'm not feeling good. I'm having some really bad problems." And I'm a guy. She was already kind of hooked, getting her hook sunk in me. So messaged her back and said, "What's wrong?" And I did it right off the top. She didn't, no hesitation. She pulled the trigger. She says, "I need $300 to," and just like I did with that older gentleman when he started to cry, I clicked it off. I clicked it off, and like I said, I have been watching these YouTube videos of people that confront these scammers and just destroy them, give them hell. So I had downloaded a lot of images of, um, particularly this one kills me. If you go on, I think it's Pinterest or one of those, and search little girls flipping the bird. Oh my God, it's incredible, and it's weird how they get these young girls, even babies, to flip the bird. And then there was also I went in, I googled "fuck you" images, and there's some of them that I mean, it'll say things like it's don't worry about me trying to take revenge, because eventually you're gonna fuck yourself, and things like that. So I'm loaded up with those type of things. So the lady that asked for her $300, I just, man, I bombarded her with these images, and naturally she didn't respond, and that was one of them. And then another one, she was good, and she claimed to be from Massachusetts, and we went along for quite a while. And there are signs that something's not right, and one of the biggest ones for me is when a woman says she loves you. I mean, you haven't met, you've never been in each other's presence, you don't know anything about each other basically, and you know a little bit from their profile, and maybe the few messages you've shared to that point. But she's already saying she loves you. You're the love of my life, and I want to spend the rest of my life for you. One of them out of Dallas was telling me, I'm very submissive, and I'll do anything you tell me, and I want you to control me, and on and on and on. But excuse me. Um, with this one in Massachusetts that I said was pretty good. We talked for about 3 days, I think, and I was sharing a lot of stuff with her, a lot of photos, and some of the songs I have written, and was really talking to her straight. But another thing that's kind of a giveaway that something's not right is the people's grammar and their English. There's something wrong with it. Like they'll leave out periods, commas. Like there was a lady that I got a message from. She, instead of when she was using the word "no," like "I know," she spelled it "no," and lying, Lying. She spelled it Lieing. And I could give a lot of examples, but there's just there's something wrong with their written communication, and they're claiming to be from the U.S. and all that. So I went on with this one, and I actually, to be honest with you, I thought she was for real. But another thing that is kind of a giveaway is you're sharing photos with her. I mean, like I would take pictures of myself um, current right then, and I'd send them right to them, and I would ask the same in return. And check this out. three of these women said the exact same thing. Oh, there's something wrong with my phone and all this. But anyway, when I got to the point where this one that was kind of getting to me from Massachusetts, here she starts, and she asked me. I mentioned in one of my messages to her that I hadn't eaten all day and I was really hungry, and she asked me why I haven't eaten all day, and I told her I've just been busy doing things, and she said she hadn't eaten all day either, and that she doesn't have any food in the house, and uh-oh. There's the start. There it is. Like I said, some of them are pretty good, and so if you're a guy that you've been talking to a girl or really anybody for that matter, and they tell you they're hungry, if you've got any kind of compassion, and you're going to want to help them get something to eat, and so I guess she assumed I would just say, hey, oh, what do you need? I'll send you some money and all that. But I went and cut her off. I didn't even want to get to that point to where she was going to ask me for money. So I also blasted her with a lot of these images and all that kind of stuff. And anyway, so she let her go. And then another one from Dallas. Same thing. I asked her for pictures. She sent me the identical pictures that were on her dating site profile, the same ones. And I just kind of ignored it. She told me she was enrolled in West Coast University in the pharmacy program in Dallas. I checked West Coast University in Dallas, very prestigious college. They only have an 11% acceptance rate and very expensive tuition. And but they do not have a pharmacy program. So I filed that away, and excuse me, she would tell me other things, and where I was able to check them out, I would. And I'm trying to think of some other things, but everything she was telling me wasn't checking out, and but there was still a little bit of uncertainty, if she was really telling the truth. And she was a young woman. She was a black woman, very attractive. I think she's 23, and so she at one point, like like the others do, they'll just suddenly hit you with something like. I live about 150 miles south of Dallas. Take me 3 or 4 hours to get there. I don't drive, but I take Amtrak. And she said, "Can you please come right away? Can you please come here? Right? I need you. I need to see you." And she was another one that told me she was madly in love with me after a few hours even. But I wasn't able, to come. And but then when I was able to come, she said, "Oh well, I'm flying out to Rotterdam for 6 months, extended training." And I said, "Really? Um, does West Coast have a campus there?" And she says, "Oh yeah." Again, I checked it out. Nope, West Coast University does not have. They have a few international campuses, one in Ontario, but there's none there. And then so I further researched pharmacy programs in the Netherlands. Rotterdam's in the Netherlands, and there are only two colleges in the Netherlands that offer the pharmacy programs, and their tuition is through the roof. I mean, I guess it's understandable that kind of training is going to be expensive. So anyway, I went on with her, and then I blasted her with this stuff. So anyway, guys, men and women, I can't speak a lot for women, only to say that I feel for you because women definitely they lie and they're predatory, but their goal is money. They want to get money out of you, something material. Men, obviously, they want sex, and so I feel sorry for a woman who's lonely and vulnerable, and she gets a guy who's maybe kind of good looking, and he's telling her that all these amazing things about her and all that, and wants to meet her, and then abuses her. That type of motherfucker needs to be castrated slowly. But for guys, don't be fools. Do not be fools. Never, under any circumstances, send money to anybody online that you just met. I mean, come on, man. How stupid is that? Think about it. That's just stupid. Don't do it. But also don't just X off dating sites as a way to meet someone, because there are decent people in there. I'm talking to a couple right now that are decent and have checked out pretty good, because I have People Looker and been verified, and a couple of other services that I use to investigate people. You know, and at first I felt kind of, I don't know, intrusive to be investigating people, but after my experiences with those other ladies, do it, investigate. And another thing, here's one more thing, and I'll let you guys go. I would ask these women to call me. Let's talk on the phone, and they wouldn't. Just like their excuse with that their phone is broken and they can't take cameras. I had one of them tell me, the one that's claiming to be in a pharmacy. She says, my phone freezes up, and I'm, what? Your phone freezes? I mean, I understand that when it comes to video, that kind of stuff, but a call, it freezes? They drop. That's all I know about that. Anyway, don't be a fool. And like I said, I would appreciate if you guys could subscribe and let me know that people are out there watching the videos, and I'm gonna continue to make them. And like I said, I would appreciate some suggestions for topics, because I want to learn more about this. Again, I'm retired and I have a lot of time on my hands, and I'm enjoying doing this, and I want to keep on doing it. And again, if you know of any way I can join in the fight against these scammers, please tell me. And you guys keep on, and keep on going. And I love all of you, and wish you the best. All right, we'll see you later. All right.